I'm Dorothee. I'm the designer of Boudoir. I'd like to invite you to enjoy responsible fashion that keeps its beauty for a very long time. Well, actually, I was a writer and I missed working with my hands. I was always busy with my head, and I was educated as a textile artist. So that combined with a passion for beautiful, excellent fabrics and being not very content with the mass production of fashion at this moment, that made me decide to change something and to be part of changing visions about fashion today, producing and buying fashion. So there was something really wrong, and you can say there's a lot of mass production. And on the other hand, I couldn't find what I really liked. One special, unique item that I can wear for a long time. Mm-hmm. So I missed that. And I started making it for myself, and I found out that friends did like it, my sons liked it, and people around. And so I started producing organically more, and a little bit more, and a little bit more. And so that's how my label started. Before I had my children, I was a fashion journalist, and I looked very closely to fashion. And at that time, I already noticed that things weren't really responsible. So I missed enough respect for people, for animals, for environment. But there were not a lot of alternatives at that time, like 20 years ago. And it's just lately that things are going to change. Yeah. On the one hand, I see the mass production, and on the other hand, I can't find that nice, unique product that I really like to wear for a long time. So there was a missing link. It's not sustainable, it's not responsible. Boudoir is based on vintage silk scarves, pure silk scarves, the recycling of it. They have the silk scarves, they have excellent beauty and patterns, so they're so good to reuse again. Now they are in drawers and in closets, and it's a waste. I want to give them a new life. I want to let them shine again, and they're worth it. So that's the base of my label. The first little collection is a mix of new sustainable sweaters and the vintage recycled scarves. The sustainable sweaters have all the possible labels that guarantee sustainability, like fair trade, respect to people, respect for the environment, and so on. I found a little atelier, a little company in the south of Holland. So I sent my sweaters to the atelier, and they are made in Holland. The sweater is not made in Holland. I've been doing a lot of research to find good quality, responsible sweater to mix with the recycled silk scarves. I design a sweater. I design the total of the sweater here in Amsterdam on my floating studio. Then it's upcycled, produced in the south of Holland. So it's pretty close. It's local. It's local production. Now I prepare the making of the sweater. So I cut out with the fabric, the silk fabric. Is sewn into the sweater. So I prepare everything. I have the idea, I design here in Amsterdam. Then I prepare the sweater and send it to the south of Holland. And there's an atelier, and there people sew the silk into the sweater. In the future, I have a company and will work with refugees. with tailors from all kind of countries, but they are refugee now here in Amsterdam. In that way, the refugees can play a role in society and educate themselves. So I'm working on that now. People who are refugee here in Holland, they bring all kind of skills, and there are also tailors that I can work with. Actually, I was working on a product with a friend of my son, and he asked me, I showed him the first product with the silk, and then he said, could you make a sweater for me with like a print but sewn in? So then I started experimenting, and then we found out that this is actually very difficult to make, but it's very beautiful. And it started, a friend of my son, he's like 20 years old, and now the label Boudoir is liked by young rappers here in Amsterdam, and also by people of all ages, fashionably and interested in sustainability. Actually, it means a lot of different things, but if you look to my product, I can say that I work with recycling fabrics, like the pure silk, old scarves, vintage scarves. It must be made with respect for people, animals, and environment. It must have everything to do with a fair trade, so good working conditions for the people who work in the companies involved. Let me see. If possible, produced locally, that's the best. Don't overproduce is also very important. I don't have a lot of stock. I don't want to throw away these beautiful pieces or burn them like happens in the mass production. I never want to do that. And also, I want to make clothing that keeps its beauty for a long time. I think we need to change our vision about fashion. We can love and enjoy fashion, but it needs to be made in a responsible way. And it's good to reuse the beautiful things that are already there. And like I do with the silk scarves, and also buy beautiful pieces that keep their beauty for a long time. So that would change a lot already. But we can love and enjoy fashion still. We don't have to say goodbye. The fashion needs to be produced in a responsible way, and that means with respect to people, to animals, and to our environment. So it's important for the future of our children and for the world. Well, I think it's important to share the wealth that we experience. So why is it necessary to let people suffer during their work, and animals suffer when they're not treated well? Yeah, I am very concerned about the. I think it's very important to be. Yeah, sorry, I have to think how to say this. It hurts me personally to see people suffering in companies, suing for a long time in very bad working conditions. That hurts me personally.